Welcome to the Kitzer, your weekly dose of Torah and self-development designed to help you live a better week, a fuller life, and maybe even a sweeter afterlife. Now, after last week, the revelation at Sinai, we got the first of the 10 commandments. This week, we get into all the nitty-gritty of all the laws of the Torah, everything from the rights to indentured servants to what happens when one animal might damage another animal, everything in between. And it finishes at the return to Sinai, with Moses about to go up the top of the mountain to be with God for the 40 days and 40 nights to receive the tablets. And the Torah has an interesting phrase at that point. It says there was a burning fire. It was a consuming fire, Eish Ohelas. But don't all fires consume? And it's interesting because we see fire again earlier in the Parsha when we're talking about those nitty-gritty laws. It talks about what happens when you set a fire and it goes out and burns. Well, in that case, your fire spreads, the one who lit the match, the one who started it, everything that goes from there, everything that that fire consumes, you are responsible for, which means you're responsible for your actions, but also the ripple effect of those actions as they go out into the world. And the commentaries point out that this is true not only for the negative, but also for the positive, which means any small contribution you make, say you're talking with that friend who's really struggling through a hard time and they're able to overcome that and then grow, and they get out of their funk, and then they're earning money and they're having a family and all their progeny that come from there, you help them get to that point, you take part in that reward as well. Being someone who works in financial services, there's a great appreciation for the idea of compounding, about every single day those small actions that we take might have a ripple effect. Maybe the thing we do today is a small impact, maybe the day after another small impact, but that can add up to fantastic things. And I think that's one of the big lessons we can take away from this fire. But how do we make sense of this fire burning, this consuming fire at Mount Sinai? Well, I think in a lot of ways the same idea holds true. See, the commentators say that a fire consumes, but it only consumes what is able to be consumable. For instance, a rock will be consumed very differently than straw will. So this Eish Ohelas, this consuming fire, was really dependent on what it was consuming and each person. That you could be standing next to your fellow at Mount Sinai and you really burn from the Torah because you went through all this preparation, while your friend on the other side, he may be a rock, he may have done nothing to prepare. And so maybe that's the way we can combine these two ideas, to think about those daily improvements and that compound interest that we get from the good deeds that we have, the ripple effect. That's what prepares us for that ultimate moment, that when we get to our personal Sinai moment, that time when we're truly expressing our potential, where we're overcoming those really big challenges, in order to be at that moment, in order to be that consuming fire, depends on those little steps that we took of those fires that we spread out into the world. Good Shabbos.